Welcome to Memories Hollywood 1960s. Today, we're taking a trip down memory lane to revisit one of the most iconic sitcoms of the 1960s, the Beverly Hillbillies, 1962 to 1971. This beloved series followed the Clampett family as they struck oil and moved from the backwoods to the lavish world of Beverly Hills. But what happened to the actors who brought these quirky characters to life? In this episode, we'll dive into the real ages and names of the cast members back then and explore where their careers took them after the show ended. Let's catch up with the cast of the Beverly Hillbillies, then and now. Jed Clampett, played by Buddy Ebsen, is the central character of the Beverly Hillbillies, 1962 to 1971. Jed is a kind-hearted, humble, and simple man who becomes a millionaire after discovering oil on his land. Despite his wealth, Jed remains grounded and dedicated to his family, bringing his rural values to the high society world of Beverly Hills. His innocence and common sense often contrast with the extravagance around him. When the show began in 1962, Buddy Ebsen was 54 years old, perfectly embodying Jed's wise, down-to-earth nature, which endeared him to viewers and made him an iconic TV figure. Buddy Ebsen, born on April 2, 1908, passed away in 2003 at the age of 95. Ebsen had a remarkable career that spanned over 7 decades in film, television, and theater. Before the Beverly Hillbillies, he was known for his dancing skills and roles in early Hollywood musicals. Ebsen was originally cast as the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz, but had to drop out due to a severe allergic reaction to the makeup. After his time as Jed Clampett, he went on to star as Private Detective Barnaby Jones in the popular TV series of the same name. Ebsen's versatility and longevity in Hollywood cemented his legacy as a beloved actor across multiple generations. Jethro Bodine, played by Max Baer Jr., is the dim-witted but well-meaning nephew of Jed Clampett. Jethro often dreams of becoming something grand like a brain surgeon or a secret agent, despite his lack of intelligence or common sense. His outlandish ambitions and naive nature provide much of the show's humor, as he tries to navigate life in Beverly Hills. When Max Baer Jr. began playing Jethro in 1962, he was about 24 years old, and his comedic portrayal of the bumbling character quickly became a fan favorite on the show. Max Baer Jr., born on December 4, 1937, is now 86 years old. After the Beverly Hillbillies, Baer struggled to escape typecasting due to his association with the Jethro character. However, he successfully transitioned to behind-the-camera roles, becoming a film producer and director. His most notable success came from producing and directing the hit film Macon County Line, 1974, which became a significant box office success. Though he didn't continue acting regularly, Baer is remembered for his iconic role as Jethro and his entrepreneurial spirit in the entertainment industry. Janet Trago is a character, where she appears as a bank secretary at the Commerce Bank in Beverly Hills, working under Mr. Drysdale. Janet is portrayed by Sharon Tate, who brought charm and grace to the role. Although she had a minor role in the series, her presence was memorable for fans of the show. And when she appeared on the Beverly Hillbillies in the mid-1960s, she was 20 years old. Sharon Tate was an American actress and model, was born on January 24, 1943, who gained fame in the 1960s. Unfortunately, Tate passed away on August 9, 1969, at the age of 26, in a tragic murder by the Manson family. Had she been alive today, she would be 81 years old. Tate was known for her beauty and talent, with notable roles in Valley of the Dolls, 1967, and The Fearless Vampire Killers, 1967. Her career, though brief, left a lasting impact on Hollywood, as she was considered one of the most promising rising stars of her time. Sharon Tate's legacy continues to be remembered for her contributions to cinema and fashion. Daisy Moses, better known as Granny, is one of the most iconic characters. As the tough, no-nonsense matriarch of the Clampett family, Granny is fiercely protective of her kin and set in her old-fashioned ways, providing much of the show's humor through her interactions with Beverly Hills high society. The role was portrayed by Irene Ryan, who was born on October 17, 1902. When the Beverly Hillbillies premiered in 1962, Ryan was 60 years old, bringing decades of experience to the role and becoming beloved for her portrayal of Granny. Irene Ryan was a versatile American actress and comedian, best known for her portrayal of Granny in the Beverly Hillbillies. Born in 1902, she passed away on April 26, 1973, at the age of 70. Ryan began her career in vaudeville and later transitioned to radio and television. Her role as Granny made her a household name and earned her 2 Emmy nominations. Beyond the Beverly Hillbillies, Ryan had a successful stage career and was performing in the Broadway musical Pippin at the time of her death. Her legacy lives on through her unforgettable performances and contributions to comedy and television. Ellie Mae Clampett, played by Donna Douglas, is the beautiful and tomboyish daughter of Jed Clampett. Ellie Mae, though stunning, is more at home wrestling animals and climbing trees than mingling with high society. Her love for critters and her strong-willed nature provide many of the show's comedic moments. When Donna Douglas began portraying Ellie Mae in 1962, she was 29 years old, and her portrayal of the sweet yet spirited country girl made her an instant fan favorite, further enhancing the show's appeal. Donna Douglas, born on September 26, 1932, passed away in 2015 at the age of 82. After her role as Ellie Mae, she became closely associated with the character, which limited her acting opportunities post the Beverly Hillbillies. However, Douglas embraced her iconic role and later became a gospel singer and inspirational speaker. She appeared in films like Frankie and Johnny, 1966, alongside Elvis Presley and made guest appearances on various TV shows. Despite being typecast, Douglas cherished her time as Ellie Mae and remained a beloved figure at fan conventions and public events. Her legacy as the lively Ellie Mae Clampett endures as part of television history. John Brewster, played by Frank Wilcox, is the president of the oil company that purchases Jed Clampett's land. Brewster is the man responsible for informing Jed about the fortune he struck, setting the entire premise of the show in motion. Although a minor character, Brewster's polished, professional demeanor contrasts with the Clampetts' down-home ways, adding humor to his occasional appearances. Frank Wilcox was 56 years old when the show began, perfectly portraying the wealthy and business-savvy oil executive who helps launch the Clampetts into Beverly Hills society. Frank Wilcox, born on March 13, 1907, passed away in 1974 at the age of 67. He had a prolific career in Hollywood, appearing in over 150 films and countless TV shows. Before his recurring role on the Beverly Hillbillies, Wilcox was often cast in authority figures like judges, doctors, and executives, thanks to his commanding presence. His film credits include roles in Meet John Doe, 1941, and Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, 1939, among many others. Known as a reliable character actor, Wilcox's career spanned 4 decades, making him a familiar face in both film and television. Milburn Drysdale, played by Raymond Bailey, is the opportunistic and money-obsessed banker. As the president of the Commerce Bank of Beverly Hills, Drysdale is eager to keep the Clampetts' vast fortune in his bank and will do anything to ensure they stay happy in Beverly Hills. His constant schemes, alongside his interactions with the Clampetts, provide much of the show's humor. When the show began in 1962, Raymond Bailey was 58 years old, perfectly embodying the uptight, comically greedy banker whose priorities are always on the Clampetts' millions. Raymond Bailey, born on May 6, 1904, passed away in 1980 at the age of 75. Before his iconic role as Mr. Drysdale, Bailey had a long and varied career in Hollywood, appearing in films such as Vertigo, 1958, and numerous TV shows, including Perry Mason and Gunsmoke. Known for his authoritative presence, he was often cast as businessmen, judges, or politicians. Despite being typecast as Milburn Drysdale, Bailey enjoyed a long career that spanned stage, film, and television. His portrayal of the comically greedy banker remains one of the most memorable characters on the Beverly Hillbillies, solidifying his place in TV history. Jane Hathaway, played by Nancy Culp, is the loyal and efficient secretary to banker Milburn Drysdale. Often referred to as Miss Jane, she is the voice of reason amid Drysdale's schemes and the Clampetts' misunderstandings. Miss Jane secretly admires Jethro, despite his lack of intelligence, adding a humorous dynamic to the show. Nancy Culp was around 41 years old when she began playing Jane Hathaway in 1962. Her portrayal of the quirky, intelligent, and somewhat awkward assistant made her a beloved and essential part of the show's success. Nancy Culp, born on August 28, 1921, passed away in 1991 at the age of 69. Prior to the Beverly Hillbillies, Culp had a successful career in both television and film, appearing in supporting roles in movies like Shane, 1953, and The Three Faces of Eve, 1957. After the series, Culp transitioned into politics, running for Congress in Pennsylvania in 1984, though she was unsuccessful. Despite her post-acting pursuits, Culp remained fondly remembered for her portrayal of Miss Jane, a character that left a lasting impression on television audiences. Her blend of sharp wit and comedic timing made her a standout in her field. Mrs. Margaret Drysdale, portrayed by Harriet E. McGibbon, is the wealthy, aristocratic wife of banker Milburn Drysdale. Unlike her husband, who is obsessed with the Clampetts' fortune, Mrs. Drysdale is horrified by their country ways and does her best to avoid them. Her disdain for the Clampetts and attempts to maintain her high society image add comedic tension to the show. When Harriet McGibbon took on the role in 1962, she was 56 years old, and her portrayal of the snooty, high-class Mrs. Drysdale became a memorable part of the series' dynamic. Harriet E. McGibbon, born on October 5, 1905, passed away in 1987 at the age of 81. Before her role on the Beverly Hillbillies, McGibbon had a long career on stage, particularly in Broadway productions. In addition to her work on television, she appeared in various films and TV shows, often playing elegant or upper-class women, given her dignified presence. After her success on the Beverly Hillbillies, McGibbon continued acting in small television roles. Her legacy is largely tied to her portrayal of Mrs. Drysdale, where her comedic timing and flair for playing a character of high society helped make her an integral part of the show's charm. Cousin Pearl Bodine, portrayed by Bea Benaderet, is the lively and resourceful relative of Jed Clampett. Pearl is Jethro Bodine's mother and plays a key role in the family's decision to move to Beverly Hills. Known for her matchmaking attempts and constant advice, she adds humor to the show with her over-the-top enthusiasm and country charm. When Bea Benaderet took on the role of Pearl in 1962, she was around 54 years old. Her portrayal of Cousin Pearl was warm and comedic, making her a beloved part of the early seasons of the show. Bea Benaderet, born on April 4, 1906, passed away in 1968 at the age of 62. Benaderet had a prolific career in radio, television, and film, voicing iconic characters like Betty Rubble in The Flintstones and starring as Kate Bradley in Petticoat Junction. Her voice acting work spanned from radio shows like the Jack Benny program to animated series, showcasing her versatile talents. Benaderet was a pioneer for women in broadcasting and became a cherished face on television during the 1950s and 1960s. Despite her passing during Petticoat Junction, her contributions to classic American TV and animation have left a lasting legacy. It's amazing to see how the cast of the Beverly Hillbillies went from their early fame to continued success in Hollywood. From Jed Clampett to Ellie Mae, these actors left a lasting impact on TV history and continue to be remembered fondly by fans worldwide. Thanks for joining us on this nostalgic journey. Be sure to subscribe to Memories Hollywood 1960s for more updates on your favorite classic TV shows and their unforgettable stars. Stay tuned for more fascinating Then and Now features.